American Truck Simulator. My name is Big Bill. How are y'all doing today? As I'm doing good. I hope y'all had a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your week, as today is Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. How are y'all doing? Hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all doing wonderful. Good morning and good afternoon and good evening. Or let's rephrase that. Let's fix that. Good morning and good afternoon and good evening, wherever you guys are watching from. As sit back, relax, enjoy the beautiful scenery before it goes dark, and then enjoy the truck, enjoy me. But I know the truck is the star of the show, the beautiful Peterbilt 379. If you guys don't know, if you guys did not watch part one, it would be in the top right hand corner of your screen. Yes, I am talking. Let's actually hit this button here. If you guys don't know, we are heading to Christensen, Oregon, or we're heading to Christensen in Portland, Oregon. We picked up this load of LPG from Tucson, Arizona, ExxonMobil. That is where we're going. If you guys did not watch part one, I recommend it. We had a good time. We got to where I wanted to get to, and you know, we're just sitting back, relaxing, driving on Interstate 5 right now. We're going northbound. Got a few things to talk about, especially with this weekend. Opening weekend of NASCAR, Daytona 500. Talk about the winner, talk about the results, talk about what I think NASCAR should have done differently, how I think the race should have been a little bit differently. We're going to get to all that here in a moment because, you know, I did get some questions asked. There's 3 questions I'm going to answer really quickly about this truck, because I got privately message about this truck. Yes, if you want fender bender. Hope everyone's okay. Alright. Now that that sudden stop is gone. Alright. 3 big questions about this truck. I did get privately message. 2 questions are from the same person. 1 question is from a different person. I'm going to answer them real quickly. If you want this truck, you have to purchase the Peterbilt 389 glider from John Ruda, because that is in that truck pack. There is a mod video of just this whole truck, the whole mod pretty much itself, Peterbilt 389 glider. I will put a link. There will be a link in the description below. Click on that. It will show you what all comes with the truck, how many trucks you do get, and what you can configure this truck to be to wherever you want. That is the first question. Second question. He has his, I believe these are Creechy Bomb, but I'm not 100% sure if John Ruda uses Creechy Bomb engine sounds or uses his own engine sounds. But yes, the Caterpillar motor that's in this truck right now, that is part of John Ruda's pack. It is not part of anyone else's pack. This is pretty much out of John Ruda's pack. Same with the transmission, same with everything. Now, this truck does work well with other modders' paint schemes. Southern Styles, his paint schemes, he's got a bunch of John Ruda paint schemes. I think I showed them off about a video or 2 ago. If not, if I hit the when I hit the pause menu, I'll jump on that and show you guys. But yes, there's also another mod where you can add watermelon lights to this truck. It works well with this truck. It works well with most of the trucks I use. I have not had a problem with them. There is one pack that I do use that I do have a problem with the frame rate. Pretty much I'll be in an area and all of a sudden I'll hit another area and it just drops it, like, for some weird reason. And then the third and final question about this truck. Yes, the Pikachu and the teddy bear back there, or I think it's a pillow. No, it is a teddy bear. Oh, I think this is a straightaway. Hold on a second. The Pikachu the Pikachu and the flag, or the Pikachu and the teddy bear in the corner, they are part of the SISL Mega Pack. They are part of that pack. The American flag back there is part of, I think that's part of John Ruda. I think that is, but don't quote me on that. I'll have to take a look. One of you asked me about that. Yes, that is part of the SISL pack. So, and just like that, I have had no problems with that. The STS trucks work well with it. The other modded trucks I have work well with it. I have had zero problems with it. So, now speaking of which, I will hit the pause menu to show where we are going to be stopping. Hopefully, we should be good on fuel, I would imagine. 1100. Yeah, we should be good on fuel. We'll just have to top our tanks off in Portland. That's the one thing about running this truck, and actually some of these modded trucks, is the size of fuel tanks you can put on them. Which, yes, the fuel tanks are actually realistic, but I see some of them you can add a really good big massive fuel tank on there. I don't know if that's a private mod or what, but I forget what truck I saw, but it was on one of the Facebook groups, and it looked like it was like a 200 gallon tank, or not 200, a little bit bigger than that. I was like, good God. I gotta get over. Yep, we're staying on the 5. That's another question you guys asked. Are we pretty much gonna be on the 5? Yeah, we're pretty much gonna be on the 5 the whole way up. Alright, so once we clear this little bit, I'll hit the pause menu, that way we can get that out of the way. That's where we're at, Stockton. I thought we were just outside of Stockton. I know that truck stop, we were just outside of Bakersfield where we stopped. I like that truck stop. Plenty of room. Plenty of room and easy to get in and get out. So they've done a really good job with these truck stops. I will admit that. You know, SCS has done a really good job with some of these truck stops, especially the ones over here in California. They have done a really good job with them. I'd say I still say that my favorite ones are in Texas. There we go. Alright, let's clear some of these other things. Real quick, before I do get into the NASCAR topic, a few of you have asked me about Farming Simulator. Yes, I am coming. Yes, you guys gotta work with me. I am gonna be doing a video. I'm hoping to do a video this week of Farming Simulator. I was actually testing out some mods and testing out some other stuff on Farming Simulator on our profile, because I actually had to go delete a profile and I made a new profile. Okay, so the career profile that we have on there, that didn't get deleted. That's still the same one. I was actually testing out mods on that profile to see, make sure everything was working good, and everything's working good. That's why you guys haven't seen the Farming Simulator video in a while, because I was actually playing on it to make sure, okay, does this mod work? Does this mod work? You know what I mean? So, because I don't know about you guys, I hate mod conflicts. I just do, because it ruins the game, and then you gotta sit there and figure, okay, which mod doesn't get along? You know, why can't we all just get along? You know what I mean? So, just like part 3 for this trip, part 3 is going to be out this week. I don't know what day yet, Monday, but, you know, work being different, you know, not having enough work, you know, having days off, you think, okay, you have a day off, but then you don't know if they're going to call you in. You know what I mean? So, alright, before we hit Sacramento, let's hit the pause menu and check out this beautiful Peterbilt 379. Oh wow, we are jumping money. I'll explain that here in a moment too. Because, so when we stopped and slept there at that truck stop, we were only at $43,000 or $45,000. Yeah, I slept and I took a look at it. We were at 75,000, and now I just took a look at it again before it disappeared. It looks like we're at 89,000. So we're really getting the money now. So. All right. Yeah. There's our 2 loans. I told you we took 2 loans out. We still haven't started paying them yet, but here's our new drivers. I think I did show them off in the last video, but there's a delivery. Let's see, they're starting a new one. They're starting a new trip. She's my little rock star right now. She's my little rock star. A lot of you guys have actually asked for updates on these guys, on my drivers here. There's an update. Look at that. Now everyone's doing good. They're all within the same levels of one another. I know the Phoenix guys and girls. The Tucson ones, I think they're all the same. Nope, level 2, level 4. So he's level 4, level 3, level 2, level 3, level 3. Don't worry, they'll be at their own trailers too. So there's me. She's actually following me. I just think it's hilarious. So, but there you guys go. Stop there. All right. Oh, another thing. I think that's pretty cool. So, all right. Let's go here and talk about this trip. Once again, hauling LPG, Tucson, Arizona to Portland, Oregon. $132,458. Not too bad, not too shabby. You know, trip distance and trip time is actually not that bad. You know, 1,515 miles, and trip time is 28 hours, 49 minutes. You know, that's not bad at all. It's pretty much just highway. You know, yeah, you're on a little road here in Tucson, just get to the highway, and then you're pretty much just on the highway the whole freaking time. And then, obviously, and I'll go to the navigation now. Obviously, when we get up here, you know, we're going to have to get off the highway and then go deliver. So, but, yep, that's our route. So there's 2 spots I'm thinking about here. This spot up on this little range, I think that would be pretty cool. Or even right here. Not there, right here. At this way station, but I don't know yet. You know, I don't mind doing videos over 30 minutes long. I try to keep it the same. I know you guys do love these longer trips, and I do know you guys like the silent trips. So yeah. Oops. Let's go back to this. Yeah, so we picked up here at Exxon. And then that video, we made it to here, which we did really good there. And now we're going back up to 5. For some weird reason, we never did the 5, which I find that ironic and weird because you think we would have. So, but it is what it is. Let's get back on the road. Let's quit talking. Let's get into NASCAR. Now, obviously, earlier I did say this was the opening weekend of NASCAR. Now, what does that mean for the opening weekend? This is the start of the regular season for NASCAR in general, the Craftsman Truck Series, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and the NASCAR Cup Series. Now, all three of them were at Daytona this weekend. Obviously, Wednesday was qualifying for the front row for the Daytona 500, which was won by Kyle Busch and Chase Briscoe. Kyle Busch was on pole. Chase Briscoe started second. And then Thursday night was the dual races. Duel number 1 was won by Joey Logano. Duel number 2 was won by Chase Elliott. And obviously they get the second row behind the front row. And then pretty much where you finish, that's the row you'll be in for the 500. Like, you'll start on the outside or inside rows. I think duel number 2 was the outside, and I think duel number 1 was the inside. So that's how they do it. So, but then Friday, now I don't know the whole schedule, but I know the main part. Friday night was the Craftsman Truck Series race, won by Chandler Smith. That was actually a pretty good race. Not gonna lie to you, I was actually rooting for Tony Stewart there. Tony Stewart or Travis Pastrana. I thought that was pretty cool to see Travis Pastrana back in the Truck Series truck. I thought it was also pretty cool to see Cletus McFarland in that race. I liked that. That was pretty cool. Hopefully they come back. I want to see Pastrana race again. That was pretty cool. So then Saturday was the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, which was formerly known as the Xfinity Series. Then Xfinity backed out, and then O'Reilly jumped in, which that's going to take some used to saying that. O'Reilly Auto Parts. But anyway, that race was won by Austin Hill of RCR in the 21 car. Once again, let's just face it, he just dominated that race. He was pretty much up front or towards the front the whole race. So Austin Hill won that one, and that was the second Team Chevy win. And the only reason why I say second Team Chevy win, like Chevrolet won the pole for the 500, and then they won the dual race, and then they won. Each manufacturer wants to win something down there. And the crazy part is okay, Friday night in the Truck Series, Chandler Smith won, and he was in a Ford. Austin Hill won on Saturday in a Chevy. Tyler Reddick, who won the Daytona 500, he won in a Toyota. So all three except for Ram didn't win. And the reason I say it like that is, it's Ram's first race back in the Truck Series after I forget how many years they were in it. But anyway, it's good to see Ram is back in the Truck Series. Good to see more than just 3 manufacturers in that. Hopefully Dodge does fully come back. That would be nice. So, but anyway, yes, I did say NASCAR Cup Series on Sunday. The Great American Race. Tyler Reddick of 2311 won that race. The number 45 Toyota. Few questionable moments in that race. I guess we can start off with the first wreck. BJ McLeod, I don't know what happened there. Lug nut or something broke or came loose, and then he spun. He took out a couple of decent cars. So there was that moment. And then the other moment, so I was about to say, I know I did not hit the back of that Mustang. Why are we going slow, people? It's 55 here. Let's go. Come on, boo-boo. But anyway, and I'll get to the top 5, top 10 of the Daytona 500 results. Here's the thing with me. Okay, and I'm a big Justin Allgaier fan. I've always been a Justin Allgaier fan. I love him with Junior Motorsports. I liked him when he was at Penske. I actually thought he was actually going to take over one of the Penske cars and Cup. I thought he was actually going to stay there, but things didn't work out, obviously. And then he went and found smaller rides. He's also a dirt track guy too. He races the UMP modifieds. Excuse me. this way station. Oh, I fucking... Can I just slide across? I know it's not safe, but... Oh man, no, I'm not stopping here. One bulk tanker is getting called in, the other one's not. Wow, they must have really updated this one. We're gonna be here a bit. So, we're gonna be here for a little bit. Let's continue talking. Yeah, so, you know, and like I said, I'm a big Allgaier fan. You know, I love Little Gator. You know, I love him and his family. Cute family. Love the family. I love the fact that Junior trusts him with that car to put in a Daytona 500, you know, which he did. You know, which he did put in the 500. He actually qualified on speed. He didn't have to do what he did last year. So that's a good thing. But like, excuse me. I am going to say this though. That moment between him and Hamlin. Now I know Allgaier is taking the blame, the whole blame. And I know he talked to Denny Hamlin. And I know he talked to a bunch of other drivers. I'm just going to say this now. It kind of, I think in my opinion, it was more 50-50. Oop, are you getting sent to the back? Oh, okay, they're just taking their time. Your vehicle is not perfect. Oh my God, 69,554 pounds. That's alright. So what, you picked me and then let everyone else go? Behind me? Whatever. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, I'm on, dude. Might as well slap the four-ways on. But anyway, in my opinion, I think it's 50-50. I don't think it was all Allgaier's fault. I don't think it was all Hamlin's fault either. And that's another thing that we're going to put to rest here is, you know, was it Hamlin's fault? Was it Allgaier's fault? In my opinion, I think it's 50-50. I think majority of it goes to the spotters of the 40 and the 11. And here's the reason why I'm going to say that, okay? Allgaier came up, Allgaier was up top, and then he moved himself down, okay? Allgaier came back up, and I guess he thought he gave Hamlin, oh, thank you. I guess he thought he gave Hamlin plenty of room, which turned out he didn't. And I think that's where the mistake happened was, okay, Hamlin, if you watch Hamlin a little bit, Hamlin came down a little bit. Oh boy, I didn't like that. Hamlin came down a little bit, which made contact with Allgaier's bumper. Now, I don't know if Hamlin was trying to side draft Allgaier or what, but, you know, and another thing is, like, could Allgaier gave him a little bit more room? Absolutely, he could have gave him a little bit more room. I'm not saying it's Hamlin's fault. I'm not saying it's Hamlin's fault. I'm not saying it's Allgaier's fault. I think it's 50-50. Majority of it probably is Allgaier. And, you know, Allgaier admitted it in his little interview he did with Fox, you know. So I'm just going to put that out there. I don't think it was all Allgaier's fault, in my opinion. I think it was both 50-50. Majority of it does go to Allgaier. He could have came down a little bit more. I don't think Hamlin needed to come down at all, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, everyone's okay. Yes, we had beat up race cars, but the main thing is everyone was okay. And we're going to learn from it. And they're all going to learn from it. Allgaier especially, because he doesn't really race in the NASCAR Cup Series that much. So, So now let's get to I guess we can talk. I guess we can go straight to that. Let's go straight to the ending. All right, 5 laps ago. You know, take your pick of who's gonna win. Let's get to the last lap. So they come across the finish line after getting the white flag. Daytona is massive. Okay, Daytona is a super speedway, just like Talladega. Now Talladega is a lot bigger than Daytona. If you guys don't know, yeah, we came in a little too hot for that corner. If you guys don't know, sometimes what NASCAR would do is if a wreck is happening, especially on the last lap, if the wreck comes off the track and it's not affecting anyone, they'll let them come back around full throttle. Now, let's say someone's in the middle of the track, you know, and they're getting hit, then yes, they are going to put the caution out. What happened was, and this is where a lot of people are complaining about, what happened was, so the wreck happened in that little group there in the middle. It happened in the middle. And as everyone saw, Ricky Stenhouse, Tyler Reddick, and Chase Elliott all came out of it. As they were wrecking, the wreck came. Wrong button. Sorry. What happened was the wreck was coming down off the fast lanes, off the track, and pretty much everyone was spread out. To where the guys that were behind that lead group, they go, okay, they're all wrecking, let's slow down. And that's what they did. They all slowed down. That way they didn't get collected. And pretty much that's why NASCAR didn't throw the caution flag out. Was, okay, everyone's out of harm's way. You know, NASCAR is getting a hold of the spotters. Maybe they're getting a hold of the drivers. Like, hey, are you okay? Do you need medical assistance right away? Do we need to put the yellow out? How are you feeling? Are you okay? You know, and I think that's what they did. I think that's why they didn't throw the caution out there. Now, I was fine with it because everyone was out of the way. The thing I'm not fine with, and this is what we're going to be talking about here. So, they're coming towards the finish line, and out of turn 4, Chandler, or that's, I can't think of his name at the moment, but that Smith came off of Chase Elliott's bumper. Now, how's that relevant to the wreck? He pretty much left Chase Elliott as a sitting duck. And then here's what happened with that. Chase Elliott's getting ready to block Reddick, or the 38 thought he was going to get a push from Tyler Reddick. Well, Tyler Reddick and Riley Herbst, his teammate in the 35, they had a big enough run together to where they could sweep up, get past the 38, the 35 gets the 45 with shunt, to where the 45 is pretty much on Chase Elliott's bumper. And then what happened was the 45, pretty much what the 45 did was he's used the air to his advantage and he slid down underneath Chase, and that's how he passed Chase cleanly. Now he did pass Chase cleanly. He didn't wreck Chase, which I don't think Tyler Reddick would have done that. You know, Tyler Reddick is a good driver, you know. But what happened is, this is what I'm not a fan of, okay? The 35, they're coming to the line. The 9's got to run, the 6's got to run, the 47's got to run, the 22's got to run, and the 35 is going to run up and try to block the 6, with the 6 coming at him at 190 odd miles an hour. And the 35 wasn't even doing that speed. I think the 35 was doing way less than that. And you're going to tell me you're going to cut off that run? Okay, first of all, not only, did you cut off the 6, you damaged the 6, you spun out, took out the 9, you took out the 22, the 47 gets through, The 45 already crossed the finish line. The 47 crossed the finish line. 47 got Ricky Senos Jr. He got second. And then you're gonna sit there and tell me that's okay? No, that was stupid. That was really, really fucking stupid. And that's where I agree with Brad Keselowski. He even said it. That was a dumb move. So, but all in all seriousness, do congratulate Tyler Reddick on winning. Congratulations to 2311 on winning the Daytona 500. Y'all are open. I don't care. You can bypass. Well, we're not bypassing. Unfortunately, we get to sleep here. And the only big reason why I'm saying it like that is because since we're parked here, if DOT really wanted to, they could come inspect my truck while I'm sleeping. Now, not a lot of them do that. Not anymore. They used to. Really? I'm not gonna get that? Oh, you can sleep back there. Maybe I'll go get that real quick. Make that yellow. Maybe I make this whole scale yellow. Alright, where's the sleeping dude? We'll go up here. We'll take the... You won't take the last spot, but we'll take this spot. Yeah, so they wanted to. They can come out of the scale office and actually come inspect me and this guy and that guy. There we go. Alright guys and girls, that's gonna do it for me. Yeah, so we finally got to talk about the Daytona 500. I know, we're over 35 minutes. Oh, okay. I can't see it with that. So the remaining trip time is 6 hours and 8 minutes, 348 miles. That should give you guys plenty for a silent trip for part 3. If you guys are wondering, yes, part 3 will be going over to the silent/quick trip video playlist. And yeah. That video is going to be out this week. I don't know when. We'll get that all figured out and sorted out. Probably be a Friday. It could be a Friday, but we'll get that all figured out. But in the meantime, we're going to sleep here, and then we'll make the delivery. So I'm going to get off here before I keep rambling on. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the love on here on YouTube. I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. Also, please like, comment, subscribe.